Let's talk about one of the most important new ideas in AI today, Retrieval-Augmented Generation, or as everyone calls it, RAG. It's the tech that's quietly working behind the scenes to make our AI assistants a whole lot smarter.
You know the feeling, right? We've all been there. You ask an AI a pretty simple question, and it confidently spits out an answer that is just completely made up. It's frustrating, and it really makes you wonder if you can trust these tools at all. Well, that exact problem is what we're going to tackle today. So, to really get the solution, we've got to first understand the problem. And in the world of AI, this problem has a name. It's called hallucination.
So, what is an AI hallucination? Basically, it's when a large language model, an LLM, just makes stuff up. Now, it's not trying to lie to you. The model is just limited by the data it was trained on. If that data is old or biased or just plain wrong, the AI has no way of knowing any better. It's kind of trapped by its own fixed internal library.
Okay, so how do you fix a knowledge problem? Well, you give the AI access to more knowledge, right? And this brings us to a really simple but super powerful way to think about how RAG works. It's like an open book exam. Let's break this down. A standard LLM, think of that as a student taking a closed book test. It can only use what it's already memorized. But an LLM with RAG, now that's a student in an open book exam. Before it even tries to answer, it gets to look up fresh, relevant, and, most importantly, verified facts from outside sources. The open book exam analogy is great, but what's actually happening under the hood? Well, it turns out it's a surprisingly straightforward two-step process for building a better fact-based answer. So it all starts with step one, retrieve. You ask a question, and the first thing the system does is go searching. It looks through external sources. We're talking company docs, databases, the live internet, to find the most relevant, up-to-the-minute info. Only then does it move to step two, generate. It takes your original question, bundles it with all those facts it just found, and hands the whole package to the LLM. The LLM then uses its amazing language skills to put together a precise answer that's actually grounded in that verified information. So, this whole retrieve then generate thing, it's not just some clever trick. It fundamentally changes what these AI models can do. It makes them so much more reliable. It's an absolute game changer. The advantages here are huge. First off, the AI gets access to fresh, up-to-the-second information. It's no longer trapped by its old training data. But the biggest win? For sure, it's factual grounding. The answers are based on real, retrieved data, which means those pesky hallucinations, they get drastically reduced. And of course, this means you get way more relevant and accurate responses. And hey, as a nice little bonus, it's often more efficient, saving you money by finding just the info it needs. And look, you don't have to just take my word for it. Google Cloud themselves put it perfectly. They say the goal is to provide facts to the LLM right there in the prompt. That simple act of grounding the model in reality, well, that's the secret sauce that makes RAG so incredibly effective.
Okay, so this isn't just some lab experiment. RAG is already out there in the wild, powering a lot of the applications you might be using every day, making them way smarter and way more powerful. So think about a customer service chatbot, right? With RAG, it can tap into a company's latest product manuals or private knowledge bases to give you a perfect, helpful answer instead of just some generic script. Or what about search? It lets you find results based on meaning, what we call semantic similarity, not just matching keywords. And for those really complex AI agents that have to perform tasks, RAG gives them the superpower to pull in external knowledge on the fly to actually get the job done. So when you boil it all down, RAG is basically the bridge. It connects the incredible reasoning power of a language model to the world's massive, ever-changing library of knowledge. And that connection, that's what makes AI not just smarter, but safer, more trustworthy, and a heck of a lot more useful. And that leaves us with a really fascinating question, doesn't it? If we now have a reliable way to ground our AI in facts, to connect it to any knowledge base we want, what's next? What new frontiers does this open up? What problems that we once thought were impossible are suddenly within our reach? Something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.